Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to communicate better with your wife or your girlfriend. So the first thing that you kind of need to consider is the kind of person that this woman is, because it might be the case that she's a very logical thinker, she's perhaps very career orientated, and she's, I guess you could say, very masculine in her mannerisms. Like, she might not be the typical woman. So obviously this kind of video, can only help so far. And I'm being a bit generalized. I'm going to be very generalizistic in this video. So you kind of discover, what kind of woman is your girlfriend? What kind of woman is your wife? But most of the time, like if she's someone who's very logical, then it's best to be very clear and direct with those kinds of women. However, if she's like the majority of women and she's very feminine, she's very nurturing, she's very caring, she loves to talk, she is very in tune with her relationships with you, with her family, with her friends, then the best thing for you to do when it comes to communicating better with this wife or girlfriend that you have is to understand that perhaps most of the time she just wants to hear, she just wants someone who will listen to her. Because I feel like a lot of men, a lot of people who are more masculine, those kinds of people tend to be fixers. Like, you like to be able to solve problems. And when you go to someone, you would rather them give you advice. You would rather them give you a solution. Whereas when a woman comes to you to talk, it's more likely that she just wants you to listen to her problems, or she just wants to have a chat, right? Now, most of the women in my life can talk my ear off, especially my mum. Like, she just likes to talk for the sake of talking. There's never really any solution, no end point. So, for example, a woman's conversation sounds a little bit like this. It goes na 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 na. And a male yeah, I know, right? It sounds weird. But a male conversation tends to go like this. Da 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 da. There's a solution. There's a conclusion, right? It's a male conversation, right? But a female conversation is never ending, basically. They could talk for hours, right? So you need to understand that when your wife comes to you, when your girlfriend comes to you to talk with you, she probably just wants someone to chat to. She just wants someone to listen to. She just wants someone to bounce ideas off of with. She just wants you to listen, right? And if she wants a solution, she'll probably ask. And if you're unsure if she wants a solution, then you should just ask her and say, would you like me to listen, or would you like my opinion, or would you like me to help you find a solution? If you just say something like that. And most of the time, what you'll probably find is she'll say to you, I just kind of just want to chat. I just want someone who will listen to me. So you need to understand that most women are a little bit like that. That doesn't mean that they can't want solutions to their problems. I mean, sometimes you probably will, but you just need to be able to understand that. So trying not to solve her problems is really important, because she might just want someone to chat to. She might not want a solution just yet. She might just want to let off some steam and talk to you about how she feels, about what happened, the experiences, or she might just want someone to talk to. So the next thing I want to talk about is understanding. You need to understand that she's not going to act and think like you, because usually there's a bit of a difference between male and female brains. So you've got to understand, and of course, we're all human beings and we're all individual. We all have our own little ways and stuff like that. So you got to understand that she is not going to be exactly the same as you. And the way that you like to talk might not be the way that she likes to talk. The way that she solves problems might not be the way that you solve problems. The way that she deals with her emotions might not be the same way that you deal with your emotions. So if you're a man watching this, then you probably like to maybe talk to your guy friends about it, perhaps another male that you admire about your problems, and you like for them to give you a solution. Or perhaps you like to just go somewhere quiet, like you might want to go and play some video games, or you might want to go and do some fishing, or just go and sit in the man cave and just kind of think, and kind of this sort of just ruminate for a bit, right, and just think for a bit, and with your own thoughts. Whereas women tend to be a lot different. They like to talk about the problem with someone else, right? You might be someone who doesn't want to do that. And what I'll say to those men, like, there's a lot of information out there saying that men need to talk about their feelings. And I do agree with that. I do feel like men do need to talk about their feelings, but only if they want to, right? Because people are different. Some people don't solve their problems by talking about them. So a lot of women do, but a lot of the time, men don't want to talk about their problems sometimes. Sometimes it's good for them to do it if they feel like it, but usually men solve their problems in a different way to women, which is usually just sitting and think about it, or they might look up an article, or they might ask someone who they admire for some advice, like their father or their mother or whatever, right? They'll go to someone else and they'll want a quick solution. Whereas women will want to talk about their feelings and what they're experiencing. So men out there, don't feel like you need to talk about your feelings if that's what's being pushed on you right now. Only talk about it if you want to. You can, the option's there, but you don't have to, right? We need to stop treating some men like women, okay? Because men are not women, okay? But of course, if you are a man out there that likes to talk about his feelings, then that's fine as well, okay? That's perfectly fine. You can do it the way that you want to talk about it. But you need to understand that if you're with a woman who is very feminine, it's very likely that she wants to talk about her feelings and she just wants to talk about them. It might not be the case that she wants to for you to solve her problems. She might not want a solution, and you need to understand that she's very different than what you are. And basically what you need to do is, if you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't know what she likes, I don't know how she likes to solve her problems, I don't know how she likes to communicate, then the best thing for you to do is to ask her. Don't be afraid to ask her, to say, would you like me to just listen to this story, or would you like to have my input? Would you like my opinion? Would you like me to help you solve it? Or, do you just want me to just sit here and you just chat, and we can sort this out through chatting, we can sort this out through talking, and just see what she says, ask her what she wants. You have to understand that your wife is not a mind reader as well. You've got to say what you want, right? If there's something going on in your relationship and you want it solved, then you need to tell her about it. And if you want something from her, perhaps when you get home, you feel like she's a bit distant, perhaps you'd love it if she came up to you and gave you a kiss and said, welcome home, or something like that, then you need to tell her what you want. And then if she does it, that's brilliant. And if she doesn't, then perhaps you need to, reinforce it again, like say again, like, hey, I told you, like, I would really like it if you did this when I got home, because that's something that's really, really important to me. Because it might be the case that she doesn't realize how important certain things are to you. So you need to tell her, hey, this is important to me. Would you be willing to do this basically for me? And that's kind of like how you communicate better with your girlfriend or your wife. And the important thing here is as well, when a woman comes to you, when your girlfriend or your wife comes up to you, you have to realize that you need to give them your full attention and your presence. You can't be on your phone or watching Netflix or playing video games or, watching the football game, whatever it may be. You need to be present with her. You need to switch all of those things off, basically, and let your girlfriend or your wife talk to you and have a conversation with her. And let her do all of the talking, just keep on asking her questions. So if she comes up to you and she says, oh, so this and this happened at work today, I got into an argument, and you can just stop what you're doing, look at her and say, oh, you got in an argument? What happened? Tell me about it. Tell me the story of it. And then she will start telling you the story about it, and then just keep on asking her questions about it, like, oh, really? Okay, so why did she say that? Or why did that happen? Or what happened next? Or how did you feel about that? And oh my God, what happened after that? Saying things like that. And when she's telling you these things, kind of picture it in your head as if you were like being read a story in a way, where you kind of just picture what's going on. And then that'll help you retain the information, because you want to be, that's how you're listening, basically. If you're imagining what she's telling you while she's saying it to you, that makes you realize that you're being present and you're really getting involved with the story that she's telling you. And if you find it a struggle to listen to your wife or girlfriend, and you're not fascinated with what she has to say, and you'd rather be watching football, you'd rather be watching Netflix, and you'd rather be playing video games, whatever it may be, than listening to your wife or girlfriend, then perhaps you're with the wrong woman, because obviously you just don't care enough, right? You know, if you got to understand that if she needs that, if she needs to talk to you, she's going to withdraw from you if you don't give her that. And then you'll be wondering what happened. Why is she not as intimate with me anymore? Why is she not wanting to spend as much time with me? It's because you've shut her down, right? And the only way to open her up again is by communicating with her and letting her talk about her feelings and what's going on with her, okay? So if you want to have more intimacy with your wife or girlfriend, you have to let her talk to you. You have to pay attention to her and give her your presence, okay? And you do that by communicating with her and by letting her talk about her feelings, like how I've described in this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.